Next up at UFC Vegas 71, we have the main event of the evening. We have the most obvious striker versus grappler matchup we've ever had. I mean, if this isn't a 1996 striker versus grappler matchup, I don't know what is. We got Sergei Pavlovich taking on Curtis Blaydes. Sergei Pavlovich 17-1 overall, 5-0 in his last 5 with 14 knockouts under his belt. He's taking on Curtis Blaydes 17-3 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, and he's riding a nice 3-fight win streak. Sergei Pavlovich, beast of a wrestler. Mostly a boxer, right? You're not going to see a lot of kicks from him, but beast of a striker. Did I say wrestler? No, I said striker. Anyway, mostly a boxer. You're not going to see any kicks. He's going to come forward, throw that power, and he has crazy speed for a heavyweight. His volume is impressive. He does trust his chin. He will stay in a pocket and just bomb away looking for that knockout. Trusting his chin can be an issue at heavyweight, but I don't imagine in this fight, Curtis does have power, but I don't imagine that's what Curtis is going to be looking to do here. But Sergei's speed is a problem for a lot of people. And now that Francis Ngannou is gone, I think we can confidently say Sergei Spivak is the hardest hitter in this division. Look what he did to Tai Tuivasa, who had a legendary chin. Sergei Pavlovich had no issue with that. Taking on Curtis Blaydes. Curtis Blaydes, he's a fantastic wrestler. What makes him such a fantastic wrestler is he's not a heavyweight wrestler. He doesn't look for the stupid clinches and the bullshit. He lowers his level, shoots takedowns, and runs right through you Jordan Burroughs style. He will touch your legs and then sprint to the other side of the cage to get that takedown. And it's incredibly successful to him. The dude averages more than 6 takedowns per fight, which is absolutely insane. He is coming off that win over Tom Aspinall, but that was a freak leg injury. You can't really count that as a win. This is very simply striker versus grappler. Curtis Blaydes has 3 losses on his record. All 3 of them are knockouts. 2 to Francis Ngannou, 1 to 1 to Derek Lewis. If Curtis Blaydes can get the wrestling going and avoid all the big strikes, he obviously wins this fight. I don't think there's anybody that'll disagree with that statement. But this could look exactly like the Derek Lewis fight where there's just a big boy uppercut waiting for him on the way in. I have to pick Blaydes here because he's the one that has the entire 25 minutes, right? He doesn't need to rush anything. He's got 25 minutes to take his down and take his time and shoot takedowns. He's got 25 minutes. He just has to avoid power and work in takedowns, where Sergei has to avoid every single takedown, because if he gets taken down, I don't see him getting back up. And people are like, oh, he's a Russian, he has wrestling background. It's not the same. This is MMA. Curtis Blaydes' MMA wrestling is honestly some of the best MMA wrestling you're going to see, especially at this division. And Sergei Pavlovich's loss is to Alistair Overeem. How did Alistair Overeem beat him, Jakey? He took his ass down.
It was a weird little trip takedown.
He went
to clinch. Sergei lifted his knee for some reason. I think he tried to knee Overeem and he just kind of fell on his back, and so it wasn't a real takedown.
Okay, but he fell on his back against the striker. I think Curtis Blaydes is going to get the takedowns. Curtis Blaydes is going to be the pick here. No bet. I have not been betting main events, and it has been honestly quite enjoyable. Just get to watch the fight, enjoy the fight. But Curtis Blaydes is going to be the pick. And, am I worried about him getting knocked out? Yeah, of course. You'd be stupid if you weren't. What do you think, Jake? Boy.
Yeah, I think if Curtis, one of these guys, let me say this, one of these guys is going to look absolutely fantastic when this fight's over. I don't think this is a back and forth war. I don't think this will back and forth. One of these guys is going to come out and you're going to be like, oh, of course they won. Right? I mean, it's either going to be Curtis with a takedown and just ground and pound, because you did mention the Overeem. That wasn't an actual takedown. But flat on his back, that dude is just a normal dude. I mean, he had nothing to offer off his back. So if Curtis gets him flat on his back, I think he finishes the fight on the first takedown. If Sergei is on the feet, I think he absolutely finishes Curtis Blaydes. The issue with Curtis Blaydes is, since that Derek Lewis fight, he's kind of backtracked on the wrestling a bit. Against Jairzinho, he had 3 takedowns, right? But if you watch that fight, it took him about 2.5 minutes to shoot that first takedown. He got it. Jairzinho was able to get back to his feet. The round ended. In the second round, it took him about, I think, like 3 minutes to shoot another takedown. Against Chris Daukaus, Didn't even shoot a takedown. Didn't even attempt a takedown in the first round of that fight against Tom Aspinall. It was very, very quick. I mean, very, very quick. But it didn't look like it looked like he was interesting and engaging in the striking. I mean, he was throwing back on Tom Aspinall instead of level changing into a takedown. I feel as though Curtis Blaydes, and he's always been a guy that said, I don't care if people think I'm boring. I actually enjoy knowing that they think I'm boring. I'm going to be extra boring. He's like, I'm a spiteful guy. I'm going to try to be extra boring. But it seems like he's starting to be one of those guys that's falling in love with his hands. And he has decent hands. I mean, he knocked out Chris Daukaus. He was striking with Jairzinho. It looked like he was going to strike with Tom Aspinall. But it seems like he's enjoying his hands a little bit too much. And all Sergei does is wait for you to throw that first strike. The first strike you throw, he's going to stalk you, and then he is just going to blitz in, and he is either going to win that exchange or he is going to lose that exchange. And every single time he has won that exchange, if Curtis Blaydes throws one punch before he shoots one takedown, he is going to lose this fight. Sergei is going to time it. He is going to blitz in. He is going to overwhelm this guy and swarm this guy and finish him and knock him out as Curtis Blaydes has been knocked out before. So Curtis Blaydes doesn't have to come in and shoot a takedown in 5 seconds, but he needs to shoot a takedown before he throws a strike, or I think he is getting knocked out. But if he gets the takedown, he's going to win the fight. So, but I'm going Sergei here. I think Curtis has been messing around on the feet a little bit too much. He's not all in the wrestling. I'm going Sergei here to get it done.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with anybody on either side because either one of these guys, they both have very, very clear paths. And the odds are actually surprising to me. Like, how is this not closer? You know what I mean? Like
I was very surprised. I thought, honestly, when I saw this was announced, I wasn't really paying attention to the odds, and I was thinking about the fight and stuff. And I was like, oh, Sergei's probably going to be the favorite here. I mean, he's the big, not undefeated, but the big guy that's just knocking everyone out. And people hate Curtis Blaydes for whatever reason. I'm a Curtis Blaydes fan, but I'll probably be rooting for him in this fight. But
it's better for the. I mean, I would prefer Curtis Blaydes wins because if Curtis Blaydes wins, then we get some. He says he's a bad matchup for John Jones. I think
he's talking all that talk, and people are very smart about that. They're like, listen, John Jones is not going to fight Curtis Blaydes. He's already saying that Stipe is probably going to be his last fight. He only came back because the second Francis was gone, he's like, oh, I'm back. He fights, he out wrestles Cyril Gane. He's probably going to beat Stipe, and then Curtis Blaydes going to be waiting. He's like, I think I'm done, guys.
Well, so it just opens the door for a couple more things if Curtis Blaydes wins. If Sergei wins, Sergei's an easy win for John Jones. Because I think John Jones is much more effective.
I don't think John Jones is going to fight either one of these guys. So it's going to be whoever. I mean, they might have to rematch this fight again for the title, for like the interim title or whatever, when John leaves. I don't know.
Well, we'll see what happens. Jacob and I are split on this fight. This is not a parlay fight. This is not like, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. This is.
If you're going to play it, it's if you're going to play anything, I think Sergei first round TKO KO is still plus 300, which seems a little bit.
Yeah, then that's
throw a little flyer on that.
Yeah, then fine. But like, and there's always somebody in our comments section that was a genius. Oh, I bet this. There's always money to be made. Every fight has some big payout for that fighter won in that round by that method. But this is just, there's so many unknowns here. This fight could go either direction.
Oh, it's plus 210 now. I got it for plus 300.
Shut the fuck up giving away the premium bets, for fuck's sake.
They can't get the same value. That's why you got to become a premium member. You would have got alerted when I placed that bet for plus 300. Now it's down to plus 210. So that's why you got to become a premium member.
True. $7,400 in DraftKings, $8,800 in DraftKings. I think you absolutely need one of these people. Need to pick your side. $8,800 for Curtis Blaydes. Look at the numbers this dude puts up in wins. He took down Volkov 14 times. The numbers he puts up in these wins are astronomical. Same with Sergei Pavlovich. So, like Jacob said, this is not going to be a low-scoring, boring fight. One of these dudes is going to win and is going to win by stoppage. So, for sure, throw one of them in your
Does not go the distance.
DraftKings.
Is minus 900. You interested in putting 9 units on that?
I know. That's so much. It's like, just parlay that with, I don't know, God knows what. But anyway, WeWantPicks.com, $10 a month. You unlock literally everything, all the bets, all the things, including the tools. We got a line movement tracker, And I know I talk about this a lot, but this is a very valuable tool. This will help you identify line movement. It's very easy to look at odds if you don't know where they started and if you don't know what they mean. It's a much trickier story to tell. But looking at the line movement tracker, it refreshes every day. Looking at the line movement tracker to see where those lines are going, where they're heading, very clear green, red movement. You can find your spots or hop off a train, right? Maybe you were thinking about somebody, you like them, but the line's going the other way. Let me just leave that alone. Or, let it keep going. I'm going to get even better value. So your decisions to make, but the information is here. Same with the metrics and analytics. We have a 38-column spreadsheet with conditional formatting for information on their last fights, information on their striking, their grappling, the odds. There's so much information there to help you find those spots. And not only is it in this massive 38-column spreadsheet, we also take it, divide it up into digestible chunks, and that is available on the website to interact with whenever you want. We also have the best DraftKings ownership in the game. I don't talk about this enough. Straight up, if you play DraftKings, you build lineups, you enter the big tournaments, you're chasing those big payouts. By far the best ownership in the game. This was last week's. We had a 3.37 margin of error. The next closest was 3.55, and that company charges $100 for their premium. It's a massive company. And we have a new look and feel. We're adding analysts. Artem is the first additional analyst on the team. There are more to come. There are conversations being had. There are people in the queue. And now we accept credit cards. One of the biggest things we got was, hey, I don't have PayPal. Hey, I don't have PayPal. Can I sign up for premium? Oh, can you do premium? We now accept credit cards. Literally, as of today, you can sign up for premium with a good old-fashioned credit card. You do not need a PayPal account. When you sign up, there's 2 buttons for checkout, PayPal, credit card. Whichever one makes sense for you. WeWantPicks.com. Only $10 a month. Click to become a member. And if you want $50, I'll send you 50 clean ones. WeWantPicks.com/bets. We have 4 different sportsbook betting partners. You go to that page, you're going to see the partners, the pros, the cons, all the things. Find the one that makes sense for you. Make an account using our link, make a deposit, and we will send you $50 as a thank you. What do you have for us, Jakey boy?
Nothing.
Never do. $2 super chat from Joey T. Blaydes was a huge part of his big win. If you don't know, Joey T won $60,000 in a DraftKings tournament. Guys, thank you so much for the watch. Like, subscribe, do all the things. If you don't have money for premium or you're a little reluctant, it's fine. Join the Discord. Like, share, do those things. This could show just as much support as
Not
everything
as much.
else. Well, nothing is as supportive. And frankly, we do have, by far, we have thousands of premium members. It's by far the most successful premium membership on the planet, and that is thanks to every single one of you. It is all genuinely appreciated and is not gone unnoticed. Thank you all very much. And I don't know, more content the rest of this week.
Lock of the week tomorrow.